Second half adjustments from the Texas A&M defense are able to lead the Aggies past Mississippi State on the road.
You are Locked On Aggies, your daily podcast on the Texas A&M Aggies, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome on into this bonus episode of Locked On Aggies. I'm your host, Andrew Stefaniak. Thanks for making Locked On Aggies your first listen every single day. And today we're just going to get a little reaction to what happened against Mississippi State. We're going to talk about Weigman a hair. I want to save that for tomorrow on Monday. But what I want to talk about right now is how impressed I was with this defense and the way they were able to adjust in the second half. The first half, you go up 273 yards and 17 points. In the second half, only 94 yards and 7 points. To me, why that is so important is adjustments. Winning football games has to do with adjustments. Sometimes the first half is just not going to go the way you planned. Now, luckily, this game at halftime, it was you were still up at halftime, so that you were fortunate to be up at halftime, but knowing the first half, I would say, didn't go your way in some aspects, still finding a way to be ahead in the first half and then adjust in the second half and get the win, you outscore them 13-7 in the second half to really extend to the 10-point win. And that's what once again impressed me the most about this performance from Texas A&M was how Coach Elko and the coaching staff was able to go in the locker room and say, hey, we got to fix this, and this. Van Buren was he was figuring some things out through the air. He was doing some things well. And I was really impressed with how this team came out in the second half and took care of business. Y'all every day here at Locked On Aggies that listened all week to me break down this game knew I talked about it. I was concerned about this football game. Not crazy concerned. I mean, I talked about it had a trap game feel. You got a huge one coming up against LSU. And if you lose this game, you just feel like you're in trouble. You find a way to get the huge win. Now you're going against LSU. There's a chance maybe this is game day. I haven't even looked at the what's it called thing yet. What other games are this week? Excuse me. But I was really impressed with how Texas A&M just found a way. They don't draw pictures, ladies and gentlemen. They don't draw pictures of wins. It's a win or a loss. Okay, they don't draw pictures. You won the game. It felt like a weird one. It felt like a stressful one. It felt like one that if you lost, it would really hurt your chances of doing something special this season and potentially making the playoff. And you found a way to just get a win. I wouldn't say it was a pretty win, but you won. And that's what mattered in this game. So the defense, I love adjustments. I think adjustments are such a beautiful part of football. Something doesn't go your way in the first half. Maybe it's an ugly half. And then in the second half, you find a way to kind of tighten things up and figure it out and win the football game. That's what Coach Elko, his staff, and this defense was able to do. And you did a good job of just finding a way. That's the theme today. That's my mantra for this week here at Locked On Aggies is you found a way to win a game where you were a better football team. It was on the road, but you're the better football team by a substantial amount, and you just found a way to win an ugly one. And sometimes that is all you need to help do something special in a season. I mean, look at every team that's won a national championship or gone to a playoff. They have a game where they'll lose or one where it's really, really ugly, but they just find a way to win. That stuff happens. You could be Alabama and have gone to, Vandy and lost. Obviously, I think Vandy, is a way better team than Mississippi State. But my point is, you found a way to go on the road and get a win, and that's what matters. You didn't fall into the trap. You won the game. That's really talk a little bit about Weigman. I was really impressed with Jabre Barber in this game. I have some concerns about the way Connor Weigman played, but they're not long-term concerns, and I will share why coming up right here on Locked On Aggies. But first, I want to tell you about our friends over at GameTime. GameTime is the only place anyone should ever be purchasing tickets to any event. I absolutely love the GameTime app. I'm going to a concert here in a few weeks with my dad. Got the tickets on GameTime. Going to another concert here. I've got 2 concerts coming up here in a few weeks. Both of those, I got tickets on GameTime. I was able to pick where I wanted to sit. I was able to see the venue from my seat. I love that feature of the app. The GameTime app is the only place anyone should ever purchase tickets. I love it. It's easy to use, Great prices. You got to go check out GameTime. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with GameTime Picks. Download the GameTime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONCOLLEG for $20 off. Download GameTime today. What time is it? Game time. So, ladies and gentlemen, Connor Weigman in this football game had some ugly plays, had some silly mistakes. He, of course, stat-wise, he in this football game was around 60% completion percentage, going 15 for 25, 217 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. You know, he made some good throws, and he made some ugly throws. Some of those ugly throws led to turnovers. Another thing that excited me about this game is you lose the turnover battle and win the game. I love that. I feel like it's good juju. You know what I mean? When you lose the turnover battle and win a game, it always feels really good. And you lost 2-1 in this game. But I was really just flat out happy. The run game didn't put up a ton of yards as we've seen, but they did find a way to get in the end zone 3 times. Amari Daniels scores, and you see Le'Veon Moss score. They both collectively 3.8 yards per carry from Moss, 3.9 from Daniels. Wasn't the best performance ever on the ground, but it got the job done. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just going to happen. You're going to have games where you're not great, but you get the job done. 137 yards on the ground, you'll take that. Jabre Barber was really impressive in this football game. 6 catches, 92 yards, had a 58-yard catch. I think he's getting healthier and healthier and healthier. And I think he's going to have a huge role in this offense. As I've said, Noah Thomas is my guy. 2 catches, 37 yards, and a touchdown in this game. He only completed 15 passes, so it's not like there was a ton to go all around. I still think Noah Thomas is the wide receiver 1 for this team moving forward, but I think Jabre Barber can be a huge help without question. 15.3 yards per catch in this game, 92 yards on 6 catches. As I said, he looked good. He was getting open. He was getting separation. He was making Connor Weigman's life easier, and you love that. That's what you need in a receiver. And you needed someone to step up, and it looks like Jabre Barber can be that guy next to Noah Thomas to step up and help this football team win games, which is really, really exciting. So with Connor Weigman, and I don't want to dive too deep into this. We're not going to go much longer here. I just kind of wanted to recap some quick thoughts, and we'll really dive deep into this game on Monday and Tuesday. I wanted to see him stack really good performances in this game. Knowing how well he played against Missouri, I wanted to see him after the bye week stack a good game against Mississippi State, and he did not do that. But at the end of the day, they won the game. They won the game. He didn't play his best. He didn't play his worst. We've seen him play worse this season. He made some good throws. He made some poor decisions. It was an up and down performance from Texas A&M starting quarterback. We're not going to overreact. I'm not going to worry. I'm not going to be someone that's going to say, let's go back to Marcel Reed. It's not what's going to happen here. I think Connor Weigman is your quarterback. I do think he has a bit of a boom or bust factor to him. This was a kind of more in the middle. I wouldn't say this was a bust. I wouldn't say this was a boom. I would say this was an in the middle. But here's the deal. He has got to show up when it matters the most, and that's going to be this Saturday against LSU. Texas A&M needs to win this game. If they win this game, I believe, as I've said for weeks and weeks and weeks, I believe they'll make the college football playoff. You got to win on Saturday. Huge game coming up. I'm fired up about it. We're going to be breaking it down all week. But once again, the number one key to victory in that football game is going to be Connor Weigman playing well. It's cliche, it's boring, but that's the reality. If Connor Weigman has a good game, I think you win this football game. If he doesn't, I think it's going to be hard to win it. That is going to do it for this bonus reaction show of Locked On Aggies. Thank you all so much for being here every single day. Really appreciate you. We'll be back to you tomorrow, Monday morning, with a normal, 25, 26-minute show that you're used to every Monday morning. Appreciate y'all being here. As I said, hope everyone enjoys their Sunday, enjoy some football. I know that's what I'm getting ready to go ahead to do myself. And we will see y'all tomorrow right here on Locked On Aggies.